Does the officer have the right to search your car simply because they smell the odor of marijuana? Let's talk about that. Hi, I'm Andrew Felucci, your Virginia traffic and misdemeanor lawyer. One issue that comes up quite frequently in marijuana cases is the officer claims they smell the odor of marijuana and then they search the vehicle. And the question that comes up is, can they do that? I thought they had to have a warrant, or I thought they had to have my permission. Unfortunately, in Virginia, the law says that if the officer smells the odor of marijuana, that alone is enough suspicion that there's marijuana in the vehicle, and therefore the officer has the right to search it, because your vehicle is a movable object, and essentially it would be difficult or extremely burdensome for the officer to be able to get a warrant. And so we have kind of an exception to allow the officer to search the vehicle for marijuana if they smell it. Now, that's the problem. And I've got other videos where we discuss fighting these cases, and it can be problematic because there's really no way to prove or disprove that marijuana was actually smelled. It really is based on the officer's word that they smell marijuana. And unfortunately, if they find marijuana, then obviously we end up in court and the judge will believe that the officer did smell it. If they don't find marijuana, that case doesn't typically end up in court unless there's some other charge. And so it's hard to tell the track record of officers as far as, is their nose right? Are they really smelling marijuana in the vehicle? But that is a good reason to search. Now here's the thing, that if the officer says they smell the odor of marijuana, you certainly do not need to consent to the search. And you consenting makes it where they don't need any reason at all. So they could have been just making it up about marijuana and intentionally, and they could just be lying to you purposefully to try to make you consent. Now certainly I'm not saying an officer would lie in court, but they could be lying on the side of the road to try to make you want to consent. Say, oh, I smell marijuana, do you mind if I search? And if you say yes, that is now a consensual search, and it doesn't matter if they smell marijuana or not. This is why it always makes sense to politely refuse searches and make the officer prove that they had a reason to do it. If you're charged with possession of marijuana, definitely give me a call so we can discuss the facts of your case.